Hey everybody, welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm Rockin Robbie Billups, and it's time for Robbie Rants. In fact, it's time for the 200th episode of Robbie Rants. That's right, everybody. Welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers, Robbie Rants. It's the 200th episode. Robbie Rants is the show where I stand here in front of the camera and just ramble on at you guys, you know? And so I just want to, first of all, do this as a big thank you for you guys. Thank you guys so much for your support. You've helped grow this channel so far beyond what we ever expected. It's amazing. A little bit about our story. I started podcasting back in 2012. I had a production company called Smile or Else Productions that I ran with a couple of friends, including my buddy Kevin Tome. He suggested that we have something that would bring people back to the website. So he suggested a podcast. So we started doing it, and back in high school and even before that, I used to do these little shows with my friends on like cassette tapes and pass them around at the school, and people really got into it. We do like little skits and things like that. So we decided we would do a podcast about movies and maybe music and things like that on that website to kind of like bring some content into that while we were making other things, including music and film. We never made any films. We did do some music, and that was super fun. Tried to make some comic books. Nothing really panned out there. But we had an immense, like, fun time doing the podcast. We had so much fun. Those early days on the Smile or Else show, it was me, James Lieback, Kevin Tome, and the host was Mike the Voice Matthews. So I want to thank those guys for all the help that they did in starting me down this road that eventually led here today to Robbie Rants episode number 200, right? So, you know, Mike had some things happen. He had to step aside. Kevin had some things happen. He had to step aside. And then there was a big shakeup, and then we brought in my buddy John Hammertime Holshoe to take over the Smile or Else show. He did that for a little bit. Then we just ended it. And then about a year or two later, relaunched as Pop Culture Philosophers. We wanted to have a more streamlined show. We wanted it to be fun and energetic and all that stuff. And I wanted a YouTube channel to go along with it. So very early on, we didn't know what we were going to do with the YouTube channel, so I did all these videos about like superheroes and mythology because that's really important to me, and I thought that was cool. And I started doing a series of Robbie Rants. And in the original, back in the days, if you go like way back to the very first Robbie Rants, it was usually me picking a topic, mostly comic books and things, and just ranting about it and telling you my opinion. That eventually morphed into what it is today, which is pretty much two shows in the one show, and it's the weekly comic book review, and it's the weekly pop culture wrap-up. We've been doing the pop culture wrap-ups for about a year now, and those are doing really well, and I appreciate the support with that. We just did a poll in the PCP Army, and it won. It was the most popular series that we do here on the channel outside of the weekly comic book review. So I had always wanted to do more comic book stuff, but we just didn't really think it was going to be that big of a deal. I'm super passionate about comic books. I've been reading them since I was like 5 or 6 years old. We're talking about 1986, 87. So I've been reading these things and loving superheroes and dissecting them and studying them forever. And so I decided to do a weekly comic book review. We started off with like 10 titles, you know, at a time, and it's been growing. So guys, thank you guys so much, so seriously, from the bottom of my heart. You guys just blow me away. You guys are the coolest people too. Like seriously, I've had a chance to interact with a lot of you guys in our live streams or over at the PCP Army on Facebook, and it's so fun. You guys are awesome. So I do want to talk a little bit about the future of PCP right now. There's going to be some shakeups. There's going to be some things changing, but don't worry. The weekly comic book review, Movie Monday, they're going to keep on keeping on. We are moving the studio. This studio, we've been here for about 2 years now, and this place has been really, really good for us, but it's time for us to move on. So the studio is going to be moved. So in the next few weeks, 2 to 3 to 4 weeks, things may be a little bit shaky. We may miss pop culture wrap up here and there, but you'll always have the weekly comic book review, and you'll always have Movie Monday. So be on the lookout, and you can count on those. But it's going to be a really exciting time. I'm looking forward to getting to the new space and restarting the podcast, because the podcast, as of this moment, is on a hiatus. So we do have the PCP Fantasy podcast. Trust me, guys, that is coming, but the way things are working out right now, just can't really release it yet. Some things are shifting, but don't worry, have no fear. We're still here. Pop Culture Philosophers here on this YouTube channel. Robbie Rants, all that stuff, going to continue on. In fact, the weekly pop culture wrap-up will be available tomorrow morning. So, you know, God willing, right? God's willing. So anyway, I just wanted to thank you guys and talk to you about that, about the move, about the future. We got some exciting things happening, some more comic book related projects coming. I got a couple of things in the work. I want some more weekly videos to ramble on you guys. And when the studio gets consolidated into its new space, it's really gonna hopefully allow me a whole lot more time to produce more content for you guys. So I'm not really ready to announce everything, but I will announce one thing. There's going to be a new series coming out. It's going to be pretty much, we're going to start off trying for every 2 weeks and then try to make it weekly. It's just going to be Robbie's top 5. So whatever. Top 5 Batman stories, top 5 DC villains, top 5 whatever, things like that, right? I always intended to write more blogs, but it seems like it's just easier at this point to do these videos, and I want to give you guys more content. And so, for this top 5 series that we're about to start, give me some suggestions on things you're gonna want to see, because I'm definitely gonna be doing like top 5 comic book lists and things like that, like the top 5 Superman stories according to me, all that jazz and more, and I'll explain it. It'll be fun. That's coming. Give it a little bit. Let us get in our new space and relaunch the podcast, and everything's going to be awesome. I'm so excited for the future. I'm so excited for you guys. So excited that you have allowed us to get here to this point. We're about to hit 3 years as PCP and 200 episodes of Robbie Rants. So that's pretty fun. Thank you guys so much. You guys blow me away every single day, especially over the PCP Army. So check out the PCP Army on Facebook. Check out us on patreon.com/PCP. You can unlock early access to things like Movie Mondays and other things like that. And once the studio is settled and we got in the new space, there's going to be a whole lot more content coming on a regular basis. So guys, thank you so much. We'll be here tomorrow for the weekly pop culture wrap-up. There's a live stream tomorrow night at 7 o'clock Central. Also, the weekly comic book reviews coming Tuesday night. So be on the lookout for all that stuff and more. Thank you once again from the bottom of my heart. Please do like, share, and subscribe, and help celebrate by sharing, for real, right? Anyway, thank you guys for rocking with us. Keep on PCPing.